What's up, everybody? We're now really back here with some more of this Black Media Mayhem. And yes, we normally only like to cover Black folks, but Johnny Depp is going to be an honorary person of African American descent today. So we're going to be talking about Johnny Depp because Amber Heard just recently did. The only thing that I could possibly call is a play the victim tour. She's still playing that card. That's what she did with her initial statement. And now she recently just did a video, was on TV, and it was very reminiscent of the video that Meg The Stallion did with Gayle, where they set her up as the victim. Now, the whole video didn't air of Amber Heard, but the parts that they did put out there, it did look, seem, and feel like that they're trying to go with the victim narrative with Amber Heard. She's the little woman going against the big, mean man. That's the thing. That's what it looks like they're trying to do. So we're about to play the clips and get into it. Let's go.
I don't care what one thinks about me or what judgments you want to make about what happened in the privacy of my own home and my marriage behind closed doors.
Again, that's a manipulation tactic to try to use the "you weren't there, you can't say what happened" type of deal. But no, there are enough things that happened that were caught on tape, and we can make judgments about what we heard. So she's going with that angle that nobody can make a judgment, but we can. We can make a judgment. In court, there is a judge. There's a jury, there's a judge. Judgments are made. People can make judgments, and a judgment was made.
I don't presume the average person should know those things, and so I don't take it personally. But even somebody who is sure I'm deserving of all this hate and vitriol, even if you think that I'm lying, you still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me that you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You cannot tell me that you think that this has been fair.
Like I said on my live show, she cannot use the argument of something not being fair. It wasn't fair until it went to court. Before it went to court, when she manipulated the court of public opinion, that's when it wasn't fair. The court made it fair, and now she's saying it wasn't fair, but she had the unfair advantage before Johnny Depp took her to court. She's playing the victim again, and the $1 million question is how much of the interviewer, the network, NBC, how much are they going to go out their way to try to sell her victim narrative that she's trying to sell? Because they definitely sold it when Gayle interviewed Meg The Stallion. That's the only thing I'm concerned about here. We saw the facts. We know what happened. We can play the tape. But that's what I want to know. Are they going to try to spin it forward? Are they going to try to sell a certain type of propaganda? That's the thing that I'm interested in here.
There's no polite way to say it. The jury looked at the evidence you presented. They listened to your testimony, and they did not believe you. They thought you were lying.
I'll put it this way. How could they make a judgment? How could they not come to that conclusion? They had sat in those seats and heard over 3 weeks of nonstop, relentless testimony from paid employees, and towards the end of the trial, randos, as I say.
So you don't blame the jury?
I like that term.
I don't blame them. It wasn't, I don't blame them. I actually understand he's a beloved character. And people feel they know him. He's a fantastic actor.
Their job is...
He's a beloved character. That's what she's trying to sell. He's a beloved character. They couldn't side against Captain Jack Sparrow. It wasn't the mere fact that you're on audio saying that you hit him. It wasn't the mere fact that there's audio of him pleading for you to stop doing it, and how we need to separate if you're going to do that, and her saying I can't make any promises. She's basically going with the "who you going to believe, me or your lying eyes" defense, and it's interesting. Again, I said we're keeping a close watch on whether or not NBC and the interviewer, whether or not they're going to aid and abet her in selling the victim narrative. That's what we're keeping an eye on. So we haven't seen the full interview, and we're not going to see the full interview until later. But right now, Her simply asking that question, so you don't blame the jury. That's a question that implies that most of the interview that she was probably on the side of Amber Heard, probably asking softball questions. I'm going to stack them up, you knock them down, type of deal. I think it's a strong possibility that that's what's going on. It's a strong possibility that that's what's going on, because otherwise, to make the statement, so you don't blame the jury, I think the correct statement is the correct question, I should say, is you think the jury was wrong and why? But to ask that question, that's saying that you've already accepted whole hog that she was a victim to Johnny Depp's personality and power and reputation and fame, and the fact that he's a man who has the power. But like I said, she proved that she had the power because she could just use her word without evidence, and he got canceled. He had to bring hard evidence in order to cancel her. So she can never play the victim. She can never play the victim. So it's blowing me away that they're entertaining the victimhood narrative. Now we got to see the full interview before we get our pitchforks and tiki torches on NBC for this interview. But it's looking like that. It's looking like that.
To not be dazzled by that. Their job is to look at the facts and the evidence. And they did not believe your testimony or your evidence.
Again, how could they, after listening to 3.5 weeks of testimony about how I was a non-credible person, not to believe a word that came out of my mouth?
They didn't believe a word that came out of your mouth because you kept getting caught in lies over and over again. They had every reason not to believe you. Every reason. I'm looking forward to see where they're going to go with this. This trial proved it was the biggest punch back to Me Too, I would say, because it proved that no, you no longer can just destroy a man with your words alone. And now they're trying to, I guess, reposition the chess pieces. Perhaps we got to see the interview, but they're trying to. It looks as if they're trying to reposition the chess pieces and say that we're gonna start all over. We're gonna, we lost in court, but we're gonna see if we can use our words to try to get this train back on the tracks. So that's what it looks like they're trying to do here. But again, we got to see the full interview. But let me know what you think so far in the comments section. Let me know where I got it right, where I got it wrong. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know what you're doing. With that said, we are out of here with some more of this Black Media Mayhem, even though we're talking about Johnny Depp and he's the honorary. So you know what it is what it is. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get out of here. Peace.